Please don't forget to subscribe for more. My name is Kara. I never thought I'd be writing a story about my grandfather falling in love again. But here I am. My grandfather is in a wheelchair, but his aspirations are still young. Believe it or not, he says, I'm still young and can have 24 children. Yes, you heard that right. That's my grandpa. 82, cheeky, full of life, and more romantic than half the men my age. He's always been a little wild at heart, but after his stroke a few years ago left him in a wheelchair, we thought maybe life would slow down. Instead, it sped up in the most unexpected ways. Grandpa Hank, short for Henry Carter, wasn't just surviving. He was thriving. He started going on little rides in his wheelchair, calling it his freedom machine. He painted it red and added chrome decals. When I asked why, he said, because a man's ride should reflect his soul, and mine's still hot. I live with him in our cozy house in Denver. My parents passed when I was little, and Grandpa raised me like I was his own daughter. He gave me all the love in the world. So now it's my turn to take care of him. Only, he doesn't make it easy. Between his loud rock music, online dating profiles, and his obsession with beard oil, Hank's convinced he's still got game. And maybe he does. It all started when I caught him sneaking out one night dressed to impress. Hair slicked back, leather jacket, cologne I hadn't smelled since the early 2000s. Grandpa, where are you going? I asked, standing in the hallway with my arms crossed. He turned around, smiling like a teenager. Out to see Miss Gloria. We're having chocolate cake and dancing in her living room. Don't wait up. I was stunned. Not because he was going out, but because his eyes sparkled in a way I hadn't seen in years. This wasn't just a casual thing. This was real. Over the next few weeks, he was a man transformed. He talked about Gloria like a boy in love for the first time. He started wearing suspenders and bow ties, even asked me to teach him how to take selfies. I nearly cried laughing when he said, "Gotta keep the snaps hot if I want to keep her attention." Then one day, over eggs and toast, he hit me with it. I'm thinking of asking Gloria to marry me. I almost dropped my fork. Grandpa, are you serious? He nodded. Why not? I've got dreams too, you know. Just because I'm in a chair doesn't mean I'm done living. In fact, and here it came, I'm still young and can have 24 children. I choked on my orange juice. What did you just say? I said I've got more to give. Love. Fire. Maybe a few kids, who knows? He gave me a wink that still haunts me. I laughed so hard I cried. Grandpa, come on. You've got one leg and a bad hip. That's enough for miracles, darling, he said, sipping his coffee proudly. The next thing I knew, he was proposing. Not in some big showy way, but with an old record player, a rose from our garden, and a handwritten note. Gloria cried. I cried. Everyone cried. And then she said yes. The wedding was in our backyard. Gloria wore a soft lavender dress and glittery heels. Grandpa wore a dusty blue suit, complete with a boutonniere and fingerless gloves, because they're sexy. As he rolled down the aisle to Sinatra's Fly Me to the Moon, people laughed and clapped. It was magic. During the vows, he looked at Gloria like she was his sunrise. You make me feel 30, he said. Like I've still got decades left to make you laugh, kiss your hand, and maybe even raise a basketball team. Or two, Gloria whispered. After the reception, Grandpa called me aside. Kara, sweetheart, any chance you could give us the house for the night? Wait, what? Come on, it's our honeymoon. I've waited 82 years. Desires don't die, baby. And just like that, I found myself crashing at my best friend's apartment while my newlywed grandfather lived his best life. The next morning, he looked like a man who had aged backward. When I walked in, he was humming and flipping pancakes. She stayed the night, he whispered proudly. And I'm telling you, I still got it. Grandpa, I do not need details. He just winked again. Only 23 more kids to go. Their love turned into something bigger than I ever imagined. They started a YouTube channel called Rolling Romance, where they shared stories of dating, marriage, and keeping things spicy even in your 80s. One of the videos hit 1 million views in a week. People everywhere left comments saying how they were inspired, touched, even encouraged to find love again. But behind all the views and laughs was something beautiful, a kind of pure love that doesn't fade with age. I would watch them sit on the porch, holding hands, whispering sweet nothings. They didn't have much, but they had each other, and that was more than enough. One day I asked him, "Are you ever scared of what comes next?" He looked at Gloria, then at me. "I used to be," he said softly. "But love, real love, it doesn't end with age or death. It's something we carry until the very last breath. And I'd rather live one day with it than 100 years without." So that's my grandfather. A man in a wheelchair. A dreamer. A lover. A believer in second chances and maybe even 24 children. He may not walk, but he rolls through life with more fire than most people ever find. And if there's one thing I've learned from him, it's this: your body might grow old, but your dreams, your laughter, your desires, they don't have to. Because love doesn't come with an expiration date. And sometimes, even a grandpa in a wheelchair can be the hottest story in town.